Hello friends, so this is the final episode or the last episode number 10. Okay, I hope you have already seen the earlier episodes of My Jarvis web series season 1. Okay, if you have not, please watch episode 1 to 9, at least 1 to 8. Okay, because in this episode I am going to show that not only you can utilize your voice to interact with different applications, services, and can do anything or a lot of things, okay, but also how you can combine these capabilities to help you out in various scenarios in your day-to-day work. So in this episode I am going to show you something bigger. Okay, workflow. Okay, let's clarify the term. So workflow is nothing but set of actions in specific sequence to achieve a end-to-end task. Okay, now in this picture what you see here it's not blueberries or strawberries. Basically I tried to visualize the Jarvis overall Jarvis capability as different clusters having set of nodes, okay, and one core. So basically what these are, I think I have already showed you maybe in the episode 9. Let me just check. Yeah, yeah, that's correct. This is the one. Yeah, so here in the last episode I showed you all the different capabilities of Jarvis using this view. Okay, this view is just same as this view but showing in a more organized form. All right, now where these are coming from, so let me run this command, run command analytics, and see what Jarvis does. It is creating pivot table by itself, chart, slicers.
Finished analytics on my own bot commands. Use bot name and category slicer to filter and view all respective actions.
Thank you. Let me make it little transparent so that you can see. Yeah, so you can see here 750 actions or capabilities across multiple bots. Well, do not focus much on the number because it is not representing the actual number of actions. The actual number of actions are much more than it. Okay, many of these actions are master actions. The same action you can use to do different things. Okay, now focus on the bots and the different categories. Now in this right side picture I think you can see the Excel bot is having 202 capabilities. Let me filter out the Excel bot. Okay, 202 capabilities with these different categories: cell action, chart action, conditional formatting, okay, cell, chart, condition formatting, data validation, then display action, filter sort. Okay, like that you have pivot table, rows, columns, font actions. Okay, let's see one. So let's see this font action, what these are. Let me double click it. Now focus on the ribbon, Excel ribbon. I have created equivalent voice command for each of the Excel functionalities, not only on Excel, all the other applications. Okay, so let's see. So if you see here, like using this panel or ribbon, you can change the font style, the size, bold, italic, underlined, border, text color, background color, cell alignments, left, right, up, down, middle, like that. So here also you will see all these commands. Okay, now yeah, this is the font border, italic, underlined, bold, font size, different resetting the font properties, okay, like that. Okay, now one thing to note here, it is saying like say something like, it is not an hard and fast command. If you go by the command variation, I wrote almost 4500 or maybe more variations. Okay, I'm just showing simplest form to realize that what it is doing. Okay, you can use your own words to express that. Basically wanted to make Jarvis as completely commandless, but there are certain scenarios where it creates some ambiguous cases, ambiguous scenarios. For example, you are working with multiple applications. You have Word open, PowerPoint open, Excel open. Now, there are lot of such cases I have encountered that if you say something, okay, close the window, without specifying which window you want to close, whether you are looking to close Word or PowerPoint or Excel. So certain restrictions are need to be put to control your overall applications and things. Okay, so anyway, just like that, you have all these different bots, database bots having 23 commands. Okay, if I go by this and try to show, so these capabilities are basically meant to perform different database related operations, creating database, creating tables, deleting them, running queries, uploading, converting, like that. Okay, I think if you have seen episode 1 to 9, I think you must be familiar with all these things, because I have showed more than 200 examples. Okay, I'm not going to repeat them. In this episode, the focus is to show, I'm closing this, what we are going to do with all of this. Okay, we are going to build workflow. We are going to use all these actions in permutation, in combination, to achieve the end-to-end process. We are going to perform different tasks. So don't listen to my voice, rather believe in your eyes and see what I'm showing, and try to realize Jarvis as a data analytics tool, Jarvis as a RPA tool, Jarvis as a testing QA and automation tool, like that. Okay, I'm going to show you one example, at least one example in each category, and also how you can build this workflow. Okay, well, I designed 5 different ways to build workflow: using a text file, using an Excel file, using chatbot or J2 pilot mode, using your voice recording. Okay, that's a very special case which I will show later, using dictation, and the most special one, using nothing. I mean, you don't have to do any of the things to design a workflow. Jarvis can automatically generate workflow, but that I will show at the very end. Okay, that is a most special one. Now let's start with the text based workflow. Okay, so just observe what I am doing. I am okay, so this directory is nothing but, here it's a folder where Jarvis stores all the workflows. Okay, now I am directly creating a text file with a name like sample workflow. Yeah, so all right, before I type anything, I want to ask you something. I know you cannot answer, this is my video recording, it's a one-way communication, but still I'm asking this question. Have you ever considered English as a programming language like Java, C++, .NET, Go, Perl, like that? If you have not, then watch this and you will consider. Okay. Now I am just creating steps 1 2 3 4 like that, okay, using the pipe delimiter. So this is basically telling Jarvis that take all this as actions. Okay, so 1, then pipe, and here I write let's say generate active list with below items. One is Git, then SQL, then Python. Okay, then step 2, I'm writing add prefix to active list as top 10 interview questions on. That part is a prefix. Okay, so basically, and then run Excel generator on active list. So I have just created the text file. Let me save it with 3 statements or 3 lines. Okay, now let me run it. Okay, and I am going to, okay, I can minimize it or I can close it. Activate bot number 26, that is the workflow bot.
Workflow bot activated.
Okay, I am going to tell it show all workflows. See, this is basically navigating to this folder only, where it stores all the scripts, and this sample workflow is the one I just created, so which is coming under this item number 12. Okay, sample workflow in text format. Now let me load script ID 12. Okay, you see this 3 steps whichever I have written is loaded in this 3 columns. This is just a Excel, nothing else. Okay, with a step, action, result. Okay, you can directly write on it. Okay, there's a second method I will show, but currently I'm showing text-based workflow writing or execution. Let's execute it. Run workflow. That's it. See what it does.
Active list updated with below items. Active list updated with below items. Initiating Excel generator bot to process all your requests one by one.
So I've just given 3 topics.
Completed your request successfully.
Okay.
Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
You can see the result as passed. Okay, and here is the output. You can see that it has, I basically asked generate top 10 interview questions on Git, then Python, then SQL. Okay, so it has generated questions on SQL along with the answers, Python, and Git. Okay, you can type anything. All right, let me close. And here now I'm switching to the second mode of creating workflow. You can directly write it here. Let me do one thing. Let me change it to Docker and Jenkins. Okay, and here let me put it, instead of 10, let's put 7. Okay, and run it again. So this time let's see whether it can generate the questions as per the changes.
Active list updated with below items.
Docker and Jenkins.
Active list updated with below items.
This font is coming bit, little lower,
Initiating Excel generator bot to process all your requests one by one.
which I will fix anyway.
Completed your request successfully.
Alright.
Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
Yeah. So see, it has generated as per the change I made on this one. You can, just like that, I'm showing some examples only. You can run any command, any of these actions, 1,000+ actions. So after this, I will switch to the real example with, data analytics, testing, and those real stuff. Those are a bit complicated or lengthy workflows. So I just wanted to show you or familiarize with you how you can create a workflow. Okay, so let's try this. Activate bot number 3, which is a PowerPoint bot, AI PowerPoint bot, and in step 2, create a PPT on global warming. Okay, any topic you can just type, and now I'm going to run it. Okay,
Presentation AI bot activated. Generating within 35 seconds or less.
Please do in less time.
Saving in output directory. Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
See, now let's jump to the real world example, the much complex examples. Okay, so to show that, let me first show you the data set. Okay, if I don't show the data set first, you will not understand what these workflows are doing. Okay, so start with the data analytics workflow. Okay, so just like that Excel file, okay, I have created a workflow with 51 actions. Okay, which is, I'm just reading out quickly along with the data set. Here is the data set for, okay, this is the data set and this is the workflow. So when I will execute the workflow here, okay, it will basically process this data set and generate the output. So I'm going to use one folder called input data. You can use any path, you can give any path to process any of the file. Okay, in this example I'm going to use this path. Okay, and this is the data analytics data, which is basically project dashboard or project revenue dashboard on different KPIs. Okay, let me show you the file first. So these are the revenue. Just imagine a scenario, and also do not focus on the example, rather focus on the capability. Okay, because this is just one example. It can be any data set, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to show, and I have created a sample dump of revenue. Okay, based on the months. Let me open the first one, January. So assume that you have a data set with multiple clients, project names, client, business unit, primary location, a resource count, a revenue figure, and then the account owner. Okay, just as a sample record. So this is showing for January, the January period. Okay, so just like that, I have created for February. Yeah, and just like that, March. Okay, yeah, so this is the one. The different, I mean, this data set are different in terms of this revenue figures. There are some changes. Okay, what I'm going to do with that, we are going to generate different dashboards or different analytics. Let's say project revenue, or revenue dashboard by project, revenue dashboard by client, by location, like that. Okay, it is going to do all these things automatically. Now read the scenario so that you will understand. So here, so basically it is first opening the input folder where I will place the data, and then it is going to create pivot table. It is going automatically, it is going to design the pivot table with the right column. Okay, as a row value column, like that. Then it is going to create the pivot chart. Okay, then it will customize the pivot chart. Then it will create, or it will export the pivot table as an image, and it will put it to PowerPoint. Okay, and it will design different slides on different metrics. That's what it is going to do. Right, you can just pause the screen and see this. Okay, now let me run. So this is the scenario, right? Now let me close all this thing. Let me put the January data set in the input data folder. Okay, close it, and now I'm starting Jarvis. So the point to note here, once you build the workflow, you can use it any number of times on all the different data sets, January, February, March, April, like that. Okay, and also it's not just about project metrics. I'm showing one example in Excel. It can represent any data, it not just revenue data, any data. Okay, all right, so let me activate bot number 26. Yeah,
Workflow bot activated.
okay, now show all scripts or workflows, whichever you prefer to call. Now this is showing the workflow script location, that is here in this text driven workflow. Okay, and the workflow I have is in folder ID 1. Okay, that is data analytics workflow, this one. Okay, so let me go to that script, go to folder ID 1. This is the text file which I'm going to load script ID 1. And it is loading the entire script in the background, as you can see here. So these are the steps. Okay, the steps, the actions phrases, you can say, or the commands, and here the result will appear. Now let me run it. So I believe this is a real-time scenario. Okay, run script, that's it. Okay, please don't give me demo time surprise. It is reading all the steps. Let's see. Okay, it is accessing. Okay, it is accessing the input file.
Digital bot activated.
Right.
Active text updated.
So it is picking up which period this data set belong to. Now it is creating the pivot table by itself. I am not doing anything. Created the pivot chart. You can select any chart type, doesn't matter. It's just a parameter chart ID 1 2 3 4 like that. Customizing the chart, it has just added the chart title as revenue dashboard by client. Okay, creating the PowerPoint. You can see it has just added the by client revenue dashboard. Now it is changing to a different parameter. You can see the title is by business unit, and slide title. Oh, okay, I think I made a mistake on the slide title. It's a string I need to put as business title. Now it is changed to account owner. You can see here. Yeah, so second slide, I think I have forgot to change the slide title. Now it has created the the PDF. Okay.
Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
See? Okay. So it has just executed a text file with 51 lines. Okay. And here is the result. So it processed the Excel file, created the pivot table, pivot chart, customized everything, exported the chart into PowerPoint, and then it designed the different slides with the different views of the revenue dashboard. Finally, it generated the PDF file. Okay, so dashboard for January. This is the one, second page, third page. Okay. So this is very exciting. Why? Because my tool is doing the whole. It's a different feelings altogether. When you are using an organization tool, okay, that the tool has been developed by so many people with genius minds, but when you see your tool is capable to generate this kind of reports and doing everything in automation, trust me, it's a different feelings altogether. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So now coming to the point. Sorry, I was a bit diverted out of excitement. Now the point is that how does it matter? Okay, if we put a different dump, okay, let's say for February, here, okay, and I am deleting the January one. Okay, I am showing this one more time because to show you that once you build the script, you can just change the data. The dump is different, the data set is different, but your script remains the same, and you can use the same script over and over and over again. Okay, I'm just going to rerun it. So I think I have placed the new file, the new dump, and I'm just going to write it one more time. So last action, run script. Okay, let's see. For all the next episode, or sorry, next example, I will run it only once. This is just to show you that if your dataset changes, that doesn't change the workflow. So that's a one-time effort you are putting. So this is the February dataset. You can see.
Digital bot activated.
All right. Now let it be running. Meanwhile,
active text updated.
It works much more faster than this. I am just showing this in a slower mode. Okay, because this recording software is consuming a lot of resource. Okay, and if it runs alone, it works much faster. You can see the difference. Okay, I think it has taken a different parameter other than this one. It has taken the count, or I think something went wrong in the column position. Okay, column index should be something different. But anyway, I mean, that's just a minor adjustment of I haven't checked the different data set by month, whether it is having the same position or not, same column or not, but I think you understood the process, how it works. Okay,
Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
okay, so here it is using pivot table index 3 as rows, 9 as values, and 7 as columns. Okay, I think something is different here, otherwise rest process is same. By business unit, okay, by this, yeah. All right, I will check, definitely I will check if there is a difference in the data set on the column position. Now that is the first example. Now I will go to the next example. Okay, which is RPA, or end-to-end process automation. But before that, I need a small break, a smoking break probably. Okay, and I will check what went wrong, and I will come back. Okay, so just give me a few minutes, I'll be back shortly. Okay. Alright guys, I'm back. So I just checked what went wrong, why it didn't, and I found the root cause. So basically, in this February report, these are having in text format, and that's why they are left side aligned. Okay, and ideally it should be appear as a figure, as a number, okay, which the January data was. Yeah, you can see the difference. This is the number, this is in number format, and this is in general format or text format. Yeah, general format. So that's why it took as a count, nothing else. I should have put another steps to convert into the number first. Okay, that's why the difference. Okay, you know, for a technical mind, it's so difficult to bypass something wrong. Okay, if you notice once, then you need to know why it is happening. Okay, so anyway, let's proceed to the next example. Okay, all right, let me close all this now. Going to the second example, that is RPA, or robotic process automation. Okay, now here I'm going to process resumes, multiple resumes based on JD, okay, or job description. So basically I have created some sample resumes like this. Let me show this resumes. Yeah, yeah, all the resumes are open. So these are basically AI ML engineer profile. Okay, now notice that, otherwise you will not understand how it is actually taking the right decision or selecting, or giving the right result. So based on the job description which is here as a AI ML engineer, so this JD says the position is open for a senior AI ML engineer with 10 plus years. Okay, with all this criteria, standard criteria that we see in any job posting. Okay, so experience is this, technical skill, expertise, etc., etc., like that. Okay, now I have created this 5 resumes, sample resumes, with different experience, skill set, and some differences. So I have taken 2 very fresher level candidate, then 2, maybe 1 or 2 mid level candidate, and 1 senior level candidate. Okay, I'm telling this, otherwise you will not be able to tally the results. Okay, so this Alice Taylor is basically having 2 plus years of experience with this technical skill set. Okay, like this. Then Maria Lee with 6 plus years experience with these key skill sets and the rest of the details. Alex Carter is having 2 plus year experience with this skill set. Okay, Robert Johnson is basically 12 plus years of experience, which is actually more than the expected one, 10 plus years of experience with all this different skill set. Okay, and finally Brian Carter, okay, with 6 plus years experience with these details. So now these are the resumes which I am going to ask Jarvis to find out the best candidate, okay, or the most suitable profile. So this is the data set which I am going to put here in the input data folder. I am deleting this one, and I am going to put here, copy, here I'm going to paste it. So now I have given the job description and all the resume in this input data folder. Okay, now let's look at the workflow script, which is this one, resume analysis workflow. Okay, so this is a small one, so I can read it out. So first it is going to that folder, this input data folder, where I have put all the resumes and JD. Then it is loading the data bot for the entire folder. Basically it is scanning all the files in the folder. Then it is going into generation mode, because I have asked it to generate the review remarks, interview, or resume sorting remarks, okay, with this description. So I think you can pause the screen and you can read it, how I have described what I want. Okay, as I said earlier, that not all actions are having some specific command. You have freedom to express yourself, just like type in ChatGPT, or type in Google. Okay, this is the thing I am looking for. Now here I have asked it to do a role play of a HR person. Okay, use the job description to filter out the best matching candidate or best fit candidate for the role. Okay, then I have put it like switch to the analysis mode. Okay, which is a much more clinical way to assess resume based on different factors, and ask that you rate the candidate resumes in different factors and rate it, give it a score, evaluation score out of 10. Okay, and then yeah, so this is the script. Okay, this is the 7 lines of 7-line length workflow. Okay, now let's see what it can do. I'm going to execute it now. Okay, I stopped Jarvis meanwhile. Okay. Sorry. Again, this Excel interface is just for this presentation. We can change it to .NET or any other technologies, maybe Tkinter, Python Tkinter. All right, so let's load. Activate bot 26.
Workflow bot activated.
Okay, show all scripts. All right, now we are going to enter into folder ID number 2. Go to folder ID 2, which is RPA, or process end-to-end process automation. Yeah, so here is the script, resume analysis workflow. Okay, load script ID 1. Okay, it is loaded. Okay, so generation mode, then analysis mode. Let's run it. Okay, and okay, I have placed the data right. Okay, this is the script. In input data, yeah, we have the JD along with the resume. Okay, so let's run script or workflow. Let's see. So it is going
General
to the
category
folder.
data bot activated in QA mode for below files. General category data bot activated in generation mode for below files.
Now it is analyzing and doing all the crazy stuff. Let's see. Yeah, so it is creating an assessment sheet, resume evaluations with remarks. Okay, what are the bullet points of all these candidate resumes? Okay, and who is the final selected candidate? Not candidate, candidate's resume. Okay,
Saving in output directory.
all right. Now
General category data bot activated in analysis mode for below files.
I'm running it one more time with a more statistical view, the evaluation score. Okay, I mean, let's see whether it is just throwing any answer or it is actually evaluating, and that's why this view is very much essential.
Configuration updated. Default mode restored. Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
Alright, okay, so let's now review that. Okay, just remember the resumes. Okay, I showed that. So technical skill, ML framework score, data processing score. So it has evaluated all the 5 candidates with all these factors with a score out of 10. Okay, and it has created the overall score summing all these points. So certification, soft skill, ML algorithm, like that. Okay, so let's see who is having the highest score. So here you can see 77, 77, 71. So top 2 candidates are Maria Lee and Robert Johnson, and Robert Johnson is the best fit candidate, from among all these candidates based on the JD we provided. Okay, which actually matches our result. Okay, now because he is having 12 plus years of experience with the different criteria matches. Okay, I have taken a sample data set. I use ChatGPT to generate sample data set. We can try it for any specific data. Okay, now let's now see the evaluation result. Okay, so here it is first summarizing the key requirement. Okay, what are the bullet point requirements? So experience should be 5+ years. Technical skill, these are the skills. ML expertise, this is AI generated content, not my code. Okay, mathematics, algorithm, okay, soft skills. So these are the evaluation basis, okay, or the criterias. And now it has created candidate assessment. Okay, Alice Taylor, so matching score 8 out of 10, and here the evaluation remarks exactly what I asked it to do. Okay, so if you remember the description, I asked it to provide some bullet points. Okay, what are the pros and cons in the CV. Then Maria Lee. Okay, then Alex Carter. Okay, Robert Johnson, matching score 10 out of 10 with this evaluation. Okay, and finally the selected candidate Robert Johnson along with the justification. See, so the same script. Okay, this is the output. Sorry. Now tell me how much you think this is useful in the real world when you know, let's say you are an HR person who receives, daily hundreds of resumes, 500 of resumes. How much will be helpful? So if you have this 7 lines of code, okay, um, yeah, just this 7 lines of code where you put a JD, you put the profile, and you will get all these details automatically. Now, another point to note that it doesn't matter that if you choose a different data set, okay. If I show here in resume processing, now that example was on AI ML resumes, okay. Now if similarly if I choose for DevOps and I provide a DevOps role specific JD with DevOps profiles, it is going to work. You don't have to change anything. The same script will run in all the cases, okay. So I created all these examples, okay, but I think there is no point of showing it again because it will work in the same way, okay. Trust me on that. Just like that for testing candidates, so testing specific JD, this, and then these are the profiles, testing profiles, okay. All right, let's move to the next example, okay. And what is that? Yeah, now the bigger one. QA and automation testing, Jarvis as a automation testing tool, okay. I am getting a bit exhausted, okay, continuously speaking. All right, so in this example I am going to show you, so this is the test case. Sorry, I have created 4 different scripts, okay, 4 different workflows. So the first one is automatically build the test case from the FSD or functional specification document. The second is automatically extracting the test data from the FSD, okay. Third is automatically generating test script from the FSD. I'm not talking about automation testing, I'm talking about automated automation testing, or AI driven automation testing, because I'm not going to generate or write any code. I'm going to, Jarvis is going to create the automation code, okay. And then the final one, test framework design or test automation framework generation, okay. Let's see one by one. Yeah, and first I show the data set, which is here, QA and testing examples. So I have generated, or yeah, this is a dummy data set, but real-time examples. So I have created SAP functional specific SAP flow specific documents, okay. Yeah, so this is the one. Let me show one or two. So yeah, FI001 accounts payable, okay. Now here, this is a document, this is a functional document to be prepared by the functional SPOC, okay, functional people. Now here it describes the end-to-end scenario, SAP business scenario, with all the different transactions, and in each transaction what values are to be put in order to generate or execute the flow, okay. So in this case, it is having, I think, 4 or 5 steps, like create invoice using transaction code FB60, okay, with the input data set vendor, amount, invoice date, like this, posting date. So after you perform this operation on the SAP screen, okay, in transaction FB60, then you should see a invoice document with a definite number, which you are going to put in the next step. Okay, post invoice, okay, FB01. Just like that, you are giving this input data, posting key, GL, general ledger account, and you are expected to get a posting document number, this. Okay, then execute payment proposal. I mean, SAP functional can understand this easily, or the automation tester who works on SAP modules. I have spent a lot of my career time on SAP testing different SAP projects. Okay, so I picked up this example. So just like that, we have all these steps. Okay, just like that. Now, so all this documents, all the 5 documents are capturing different flows. Okay, I'm going to show with one example so that you can imagine that it will work the similar way for any function specification document. Yeah, okay. All right, just remember there are 5 T codes in this flow with this data set. Okay, now I'm going to put this FI 001. Okay, I don't need this anymore. Yeah, so here in the input data set. Okay, now let's look at the scenarios, what these scenarios are going to do. Yeah, so test case generation. The first scenario is test case generation. So step 1 is saying go to that specific folder, then load the file ID, that means that file, that FSD, close display, load databot for active file, switch to analysis mode, and then you can see here I have given some instruction that generate all possible test cases in this pattern, in this format. Okay, so you can see this is just a casual conversation that I have that I have typed. Okay, I said Jarvis, okay, understand this first, then do this thing, then do this thing, and generate. Okay, yeah, that's it. So that is basically the flow. Now let's execute that. Show all scripts. Okay, now we are going into folder ID number 3. Go to folder ID 3. Sorry. The first one, so it is test case generation from FSD. So load script ID 1. Okay, all right. So it has imported all the steps which is present in the in the text file. Now let's run it. The data is there, I copied. Yeah, so here we have the data ready. Now I'm running this flow. Let's see.
Below file is now active.
Okay,
General category data bot activated in QA mode for this file.
Right.
General category data bot activated in analysis mode for this file.
Yes, analysis mode, because I want the test case to be generated in Excel form. I mean, you can generate it in Word or any other format.
Configuration updated. Default mode restored.
All right, let's see.
Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
Let's verify the results. So it has created Excel file with the transaction codes FB60, FB01, F110, F53 and FBL1N. Okay, and here you can see that it has created or generated the manual test case steps. Okay, step number, step description, enter transaction ID FB60 in SAP Easy Access screen and press enter. Okay, the expected result as the vendor invoice page should be loaded. Then in the vendor field, enter VEN001, the parameter name as well as value. Then this. Okay, fill up the invoice date field with the value this. Okay, and once everything is done, click on the save button to create the document. Invoice number, this is generated. Okay, and then exit the transaction using the exit button or back or slash and enter, and SAP Easy Access screen should be visible. So just like that, it has generated all these test cases directly from the FSD. I have provided FSD as a input or as a attachment, and this is the result. Okay, now tell me or think from your side, how does it matter if I give another document and run the same script? How does it matter if I put any functional document with that detail, the steps detail, the parameters, the attributes? It can automatically generate test cases, right? All right. So part one is done. I'm closing this. Now coming to part two. So what is the second step? The second step is test data extraction. Okay, and I'm going to feed. Okay, let me show the script. Similar steps, like first go to the folder, load the file, switch to analysis mode, and then I have described that generate a table, a matrix in this format. So you can just pause the screen and read this text. I have given instruction that generate a table like transaction code column 1, then parameter versus value. Okay, and I have given instruction to generate in a string format and each parameter in one line. Okay, but overall should come into one block. Okay, so just like this. Okay, FB60, then like this, new line, like this, like this, like this, like that. Okay, yeah. So see, I mean, you can give instruction any way you want. If you want to have the data in a let's say column wise, you can just give the instruction. I want it row wise, I have given that instruction. So it's up to you how you put your ask. Okay, now let's run it. So I am going to run show all scripts. Okay, I think I already in the active folder, so show active folder contents, because last time I was in that directory only. Oh, no, it has actually changed the directory to the input one, so I have to write it like show all workflows. Okay, go to folder ID number 3. Yeah, okay, I am going to load script ID number 2. Okay, which is automatic test data generation. All right, so here it is loaded, and let me run workflow. Any other file open? No, it's fine. Let's see.
General category data bot activated in QA mode for this file. General category data bot activated in analysis mode for this file.
You see the FD.
Configuration updated. Default
Right.
mode restored. Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
Okay. Now, let me see. Okay, let me adjust the view. Yeah. Sorry. So you see it has automatically generated the transaction, extracted the transaction code exactly as I said, with all the input parameters, okay, in parameter value column. So it followed the exact instruction, and along with that expected output. So what should be the output in each of this transaction? Okay, now you can just ask it to put these parameters in the parameter column, or these attributes in the column, okay, and these values as rows, exactly how we use in automation testing. Okay, I think I have already showed the same example in a previous episode, right? Yeah, so this is how we can generate or extract and prepare the test data directly from FSD. Okay, now the third one, yeah, automatic script generation from FSD itself. Okay, so let's open it. Just read out this 4 lines. Same, loading the file which is already there, the input data. Then the 4th line is basically the instruction which I have given. Run single file generator on active file and create an automation script using Python automation with SAP GUI scripting. So here I'm telling it to use the GUI scripting. I'm not talking about the web automation in PyTest framework or Selenium Java framework, TestNG framework. Here I want it to generate it in Python using the SAP GUI scripting library. Okay, and generate the complete automation script with all transactions and exact test data, exact parameters with corresponding values as provided in the input FSD document. So that is my only instruction. Okay, let's execute it. Show all workflows. Go to folder ID 3. Then load script ID number 3. All right, now run script, run workflow. Let's see.
Below file is now active. Generated artifacts as per your request. Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
Okay, let's see what it has generated. Well, it is okay. Yeah, SAP automation script. It has generated right now. So at 3:30 a.m. Okay, it's a pretty late night. Yeah. So let's see. See, I don't know what it has generated. I mean, I'm also viewing it like you. Okay. So it has imported PyAuto GUI, press enter, type hotkey. Okay. And then functions, SAP GUI scripting library. Okay, type like this, enter. Okay, it is okay, enter text, this parameters. Okay, transaction, press enter. Okay, but okay, it could have used another library, SAP RFC methods, automation method, and SAP GUI scripting. Okay, let me do one thing. So I think you understood the point. Okay, SAP. Okay, let me Python method. Yeah, I just change a few word. Python RFC automation. If I provide here some 1 or 2 line of sample code, then definitely it should follow that. Okay, anyway, let's try with this. I'm running it one more time.
Below file is now active.
You know, I have given a very small description how or which library I want it to use. Okay, which library it should use. if you give, it's just like designing a prompt template. You should give at least a few short prompting, okay, some examples, some sample
Generated artifacts as per your request.
yeah, and then it will, because
Workflow execution finished.
okay.
Please check step results.
Okay, let's see what it has generated this time. Yes, now it is using, see, a small change. I made a very small change in the description, and from SAP GUI scripting it has picked up SAP GUI application connection object, okay, run transaction, and this thing, and where you have defined the transaction, get output, okay, that is fine, run transaction, yeah, so this is get output, okay. So I need to check, I don't have any SAP instance to right away test it because this is sample data, okay, but I think you understood my point, which I wanted to show, that the more description, the more details you provide, it's just like giving additional logic and making it more clear what exactly you want, in which way you want. If you give that, it will generate result accordingly, okay. All right, yeah, so that was automatically generated automation script directly using FSD, okay. Let me show one more example, the final one, okay, and that is, okay, too many windows are opened, let me close a few. Yeah, now we are going to generate a full-fledged PyTest automation framework, okay. So here I have just given one line of instruction, okay, I mean one command only: run multiple file generator and create all artifacts of Selenium WebDriver Python based PyTest automation testing framework, okay. Just look at the keywords which I have given, following the page object model. So here I am giving it a clear instruction that you should generate all the artifacts using Selenium WebDriver Python based PyTest framework, okay, as well as it should follow the page object model, okay, or POM, and also create an automation script on user authentication validation of a sample web-based application, okay. I just asked it to generate a sample script, automation script, but following the PyTest framework, right? I mean, here we can change it to Selenium Java based TestNG framework, okay, Cucumber BDT framework. That solely depends on us, okay. Let's see what it does. And this is an artifact generator. This is a multiple file generator, not just one file, but all the framework files, okay. I mean, almost all, okay. There is one exception which I will tell you. All right, show all workflows. Go to folder ID3. Now this is not related to that SAP FSDs. This is, I asked to generate any sample, so I wanted to create the framework by itself, okay, or at least, I mean, okay, load script ID 4, okay. it should import only one step. Yes, yeah. So this is just one step. Okay, now let me run it. Run script. I'm showing you one of the most complex
Generated artifacts as per your request. Workflow execution finished. Please check step results.
all right. So see, just look at the creation time. Okay, it is actually created right now. Okay, so what it has created, so it has created settings.py, pytest ini, conftest. It has created folder. Okay, under main folder it has created pom folder, page object model folder, which is having the login.py, the test folder, and the utilities or base class for base class file. Okay, now then under resource it has created reports. Okay, output.json, HTML. Okay, let's review the file. Okay, so pytest, yeah, so this is the test path. Okay, all right. Conftest, it should have the yield. Yeah, so it has used pytest fixture scope at class level. So Selenium WebDriver. Okay, driver.chrome. You can, the more detail you give, okay, you can customize your browser with browser options. Okay, Chrome browser options, and you can instruct as you want. Okay, now just remember that with the minimum input what it has generated. Okay, so class driver, okay, that is fine, just passing the class driver, and then settings.py. okay, URL, password, okay, test password. Okay, now going to the main folder, so let's go to the pom file. So this is the login script I asked it to create. So it has created the class login page with the XPath. Okay, you can see it has created a sample XPath, the username, the locator, okay, password, and the login button. Okay, and here it has created this enter username method, enter password using the same keys. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that's a login login page code it has generated. Then the test, okay, authentication validation. Yes, fixture setup, okay, login credential, page login, assert statement. Okay, it has done on its own with the form path, login page, as well as the base class. Okay, let's see what base class it has created. Or okay, let's see the utilities. Yeah, base class. Okay, it has imported WebDriver wait and expected condition with timeout until. See, okay, and resources, reports. I think this is based on the HTML report. When you execute using the HTML report framework or Allure or other frameworks, the dashboard can come. Anyway, I think I proved my point. So how? Okay, by the way guys, I must say this, otherwise it will be little misleading to you. For this case only, I have created a customized prompt template which is running in the background, which I have trained, okay, to generate output like this. So just 2 or 3 lines of code doing all this thing? No. In the background, I have also customized. I have also, in the prompt template, I have given instruction to generate, structure like this. I have given enough examples, okay. That's why it is able to create it. Don't, I'm being very honest with you, okay. um, Now you can customize the prompt template with different frameworks, okay. You can give input that you are expecting the automation script to be generated in that framework style, with that file, that convention, like that, okay. But you can see the outcome, right? It has created the framework, it has created the script following that framework, right? So I think enough for this, okay. So just like that, I showed how you can, create all your stuff, okay. Test case, test data, script generation. I could have shown a lot of examples, okay, but I think I've already made my point. And as well as a framework. So this is how Jarvis can be used as a automation testing tool, data analytics tool, process automation tool, anything. I mean, what it can do, please go back to the earlier episodes and see all those capabilities, all those abilities. Basically, you are just combining all those abilities and putting it here in a free form text, okay, and then it creates contents like this, okay. Now in the last part, so it's not done yet, I will show some different ways, okay. The best way, you don't have to write actually anything. There is another way where Jarvis will write this workflow by itself, okay. And just before closing this series, I'll just speak few things as a conclusion, conclusive statements on the overall solution, and that's it, okay. But before that, I just need a break. I'm a bit exhausted right now, okay. So see you in few minutes.